G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd love to do today is go through a book, and the book that I've selected for today's episode is entitled The Emotional Lives of Teenagers, and is a book that was published on the 21st of February 2023 by an author named Lisa Damour. And this book is an insightful and practical guide for parents, educators, and anyone working with adolescents. As a clinical psychologist and best-selling author, Lisa Damour offers a refreshing perspective on adolescent development, challenging many common misconceptions and providing actionable strategies for supporting teens through this critical life stage. Let's see what we can glean and what we can learn from this book. And the first point that comes from this author is that emotions are information and not directions. The author emphasises that feelings, however intense, are signals rather than commands. We learn to help teens recognise their emotions without being overwhelmed by them. What we can find in her analogy of emotions as a car's dashboard, a particularly helpful example. Our emotions indicate what's happening, but don't dictate our actions, and this in and of itself is a very powerful reflection. The author goes on to talk about the importance of emotional regulation, and this book delves into how teens can learn to manage their feelings much more effectively. The author's strategies for helping adolescents ride the wave of intense emotions without suppressing or acting out is so important and resonates with the readership, especially when dealing with our own adolescence mood swings. The author goes on to talk about the role of technology in emotional development. And this author does not shy away from addressing how social media and constant connectivity impacts teens' emotional lives. Her balanced approach, acknowledging both the benefits and the drawbacks of technology, provide the reader with practical tips for guiding healthier digital habits. The author also delves into the power of validation. One of the most eye-opening aspects of the book is the author's emphasis on emotional validation. she explains how simply acknowledging a teen's feelings, even if we disagree with them, can diffuse tension and build trust. And we can all learn how this approach can improve communication within a household. The author goes on to talk about the normalcy of emotional turmoil, basically suggesting that it's okay, it's normal for teenagers to have strong, overwhelming emotions. The author's reassurance frames much of teenage emotional intensity as a normal thing, even necessary as part of their growth and development, which is reassuring and comforting. The author's explanation of how emotional extremes can actually serve a purpose in adolescence growth helps one understand and approach teenage outbursts with more patience and understanding. And the bottom line, I guess, is what we appreciate most about this book is that the author doesn't just tell us what happens in teenage brains. She actually shows us through a number of vivid examples that can get one thinking, because that is exactly what happens in most people's houses. Ever since finishing this book, it has helped me and many other people gain a new lens through which to view adolescents' behaviour, and can genuinely improve our relationships with the adolescents that we have in our lives. For anyone living or working with teenagers, this book is an invaluable resource. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where I'm coming to you from Parramatta Park. We've got Parramatta River here, and as you can see, we have a number of flying foxes that live in these trees, and it's just on sunset now, so at any moment they will be taking flight and flying all around Sydney, going to their places, their favourite places where they can eat fruit, nuts and a variety of indulgence. Take care, everybody. Wishing you all the best from this magical place here in Sydney, Parramatta Park, where we, as we said, can be in the presence of thousands upon thousands of flying foxes hitting the skies and commencing their nightly run through the skies of Sydney. Take care, everybody. Wishing you all the best, and hopefully we can chat again and come to you from a different place. Bye for now.